Hello, happy Saturday halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode, and today we'll be giving you a comprehensive preview of the final day of Issa Kennedy Boys and Girls Champs happening at the National Stadium. Champs has been happening all week, and for those who aren't aware, some big things have happened since the beginning of the competition. We saw a number of false starts, especially yesterday. We saw some impressive 100-meter sprints a couple of days back, especially from one Gary Card. We saw Shania Douglas in her stride. We saw Natrice East and so many more. We saw Sabrina Dockery having false started, given the opportunity to make things right last evening as well. So we will be doing a preview of all the events that are scheduled to take place today. Most of the action is happening in the afternoon, as you may very well be aware already. But before we get to that, remember, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. Shout out to everyone who has supported the channel and who continues to support the channel. We truly appreciate the love and the continued support that you put towards Halftime TV. All right, so we will be going through it. There are quite a few events, I must say. We have 110-meter hurdles, we have 100-meter hurdles, 200-meter, 800 meters, 4x4, which usually end the day, or usually is the current close. We have the 4x100 meters happening a little later in the evening as well. So stay tuned for all of those, because Halftime TV will be bringing you live stream watch-along coverage from the National Stadium. For those who do not know where to watch the Issa Kennedy Boys and Girls Championship, you can watch it on One Sport Media or TVJ Sports Network, or simply on TVJ if you have access to the channel in the diaspora. All right? So big up to everybody who was tuning in last night. Big up to everybody who's here with us now. You're in church, happy Sabbath as well. If you're at home, I hope you're getting some rest, as we will be ensuring that you don't miss a beat from the National Stadium. I hear that the green track is fast. We've seen some fast times so far, and I hope today doesn't disappoint, and it's very much a lot of the same. Right? So before I go any further, as a matter of fact, let's jump right over to the schedule for today. You should be able to see it on the screen. If you can't see it on the screen, let me know. If you cannot, let me know as well. So if you can see it on the screen, let me know in the comment section. If you can see the schedule for today. Okay. So before we even get to the schedule, where are we with the points standing? So as things stand at end of the day yesterday, the standings were Kingston College on 136.5 points, Calabar 115 points, and Jamaica College on 90 points. So as you can see here, Kingston College opening up that gap between themselves and Calabar High School. Now Jamaica College 90 points. It's gonna be too much work for Jamaica College, in my opinion, to close that gap, especially on this final day, because Kingston College, they have a ton load of athletes that are scheduled to compete, and that will be competing, and at minimum I expect them to be in medal contention. So Kingston College leading the pack going into the final day for the boys. Let's get a better look at what the rest of the table looks like. We have Kingston College in first, Calabar in second, Jago, Excelsior, Wolmer's in that order, Monroe College leading their St. Elizabeth rivals, St. Elizabeth Technical. We don't usually see this, but hats off to Monroe and what they've done this year at the championship. St. George is in ninth, and Edwin Allen in 10th. Herbert Morrison all the way down here in 13. They'll be looking to close that deficit today and to ensure that they at least make it into the top 10. We know that Herbert Morrison usually has a good batch of athletes coming to the championship. 9 out of 10 times they give good accounts of themselves. Don't know what's happening this year, but I expect Herbert Morrison to move up on this final day. They're on 13.5 points. Expect that to be closer to 20 coming in the day today. All right, so jumping over to the girls' side now, what's happening with the females? Who's leading? Who's in second? Who will end the day in first? So as you can see on your screen, Heidel High School still holds the lead with 140 points, but they're not too far from Edwin Allen, who trails them on 129. Now you can see an 11-point gap between first and second. However, the gap begins to open up as we go on to third place with over 20 points between Homo Technical and Edwin Allen. We have San Diego High School an even bigger margin, 46 points between San Diego in fourth and Homo Technical in third place. Immaculate Conception, Fair, Wolmer's Girls, Set, Excelsior, and Alfonso Davis round out the top 10. So those are the top 10 on your screen, leading into the final day of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championship. Let's go back to the home screen. So 1, 2, 3 for boys. We have KC, Calabar, and Jamaica College. Never in doubt. I think it was always going to be between Kingston College and Calabar. Calabar looked impressive at the Gibson Cup relays. They looked impressive earlier on in the season. But Kingston College is doing what Kingston College does, and that's probably why they've been the holders of the trophy over the last couple of years. On the girls' side, Heidel looking to defend their title, but Edwin Allen running them very close. Edwin Allen, we know they over the last few years, basically they made an attempt to make the girls' trophy a monopoly. They lost it last year to Heidel, and they will be looking to regain that this year. So Edwin Allen running Heidel very close, only 11 points between them. Will they be able to upset any of those top two? I don't think so, but again, that's my thought. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. I'm curious to hear. Alright, so that is it. As we go over to the next one, we will be checking out what's next on. We'll be checking out what's next on the other piece of it. Alright, let me know what the sound is like now, those in the chat. Let me know how is it sounding. Is it a little bit better? But yeah, big up everybody who's tuned in so far. We appreciate the support as we continue our coverage of the 2025 Issa Grace Kennedy Championships. Alright, I think we're gonna have to work on that. Give me a sec. So it's echo real bad. TV. check. Let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know if it's better. Those in the chat, please let me know if the audio is better now. Check. Check. Let me know if the audio is better now in the chat. Can you hear me now? Apologies for that. We're seeing if we could actually avoid using the additional microphone, but it's good to know that we're back and running. If you're hearing a feedback or an echo, let me know as well. Any feedback and echo, let me know. Let's correct that right now. All right. Most of the folks saying it's better now. I guess we're good to go then. All right. So apologies again for the bad audio a little bit earlier. Okay. All right. Again, where were we? So we have Kingston College in the lead with 136.5 points. Calabar in second with 111 points. Jamaica College in third with 90 points. On the girls' side, we have Hydel High School with 140. Edwin Allen second with 129, and Homo Technical 106 points. All right. So as I said before, it will be a jam-packed day of action. We can't afford to miss out. Big shout out to Unseen Sports TV as well, and the incredible work that you've been doing covering not only the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championship, but also the local Premier League and the local sporting competitions as well. So big up everybody. Jaheem in the comment section. Big up Keeping Up with Tamara. Thank you for the heads up as well. All right, so we are over to the action again. So nothing's happening right now. As you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, the action kicks off at just about 2 for today. So we're still waiting, but let's pull through a couple of these that you should be paying keen attention to. So first, I'm going to talk about the girls' high jump. So these are the names for the girls' high jump going into Class 2 finals for today. And this one will kick off at 10 minutes past 2. So I expect folks to be preparing their soup and getting ready for this one. I know usually the high jump doesn't get a lot of traction. It doesn't get a lot of attention because it's not the sprints and it doesn't have the glamour of, say, a 100 meter or 200 meters. But I tell you, there's some serious talent over there competing in the high jump. So if you get the chance today, please go ahead and take a look and support the youngsters. All right. So in the hurdles, and we saw some incredible youngsters clearing the hurdles yesterday. Remember, the girls, it's 100 meters usually, but they narrowed it down for the lower classes. So you have 70 meters for 10 to 12, which is class 4. And then similar, you have class 3 doing 80 meters. And then as it gets to the bigger classes, so class 2 and class 1, it gets a little bit bigger. So let's zoom in so everyone can see it on the screen. All right, can we see it now? Can we see the names on the screen? All right, so continuing, we have the 110 meter hurdles, as I mentioned, starting at 2:40 Jamaica time. 100 meters, I beg your pardon, starting at 2:40 Jamaica time, after which we have the 100 meters for girls going at 2:50. And mind you, I think the 100 meters for girls, the hurdles, Sante Wilson, keep an eye on her from Edwin Allen, 13.23 in the semifinal round to come through to the final. You can see her, she's running out of lane 5 there. So if you don't know her, when you get to the race later on this evening, look for whomever is in lane 5. Sante Wilson here. She is expected to be on the top of the podium, or at least close enough to it. So look out for Sante Wilson in the 100-meter hurdles for girls. On the boys' side, and if you're wondering why they do it like this, remember the hurdles for the girls is shorter than for the boys. So for the boys, you have the 100-meter at the lowest class, which is basically the highest class for the girls, and then it progresses to the 110-meter hurdles. Okay, so we have class 4, class 3, sorry, which is Ronaldinho Barnett from Calabar High School. He made it look easy yesterday, cleared the hurdles as if they weren't even there. Well executed race, I must say. Having watched the race yesterday at about maybe 65 meters or so, he had it in the bag and he pushed all the way through the finish line. I think he was dipping at maybe 90 meters or so. He was dipping through the finish line. So good to see there the Calabar youngster, and I think he's one of the favorites. As you can see, he's the only one in the final who's dipped below 13 seconds in the hurdles. So we expect him to put on a big performance later on today as well. Continuing, we have the 110-meter hurdles, and again, I think this will be even more competitive than the class below, primarily because for the 110-meter hurdles, class 2 boys, we see all the big guns are there. All of them are clocking good times, 13:52, 13:57, 13:62, all in that region. Very competitive times. But as we often say here at Halftime TV, it's not who runs the fastest time, it's who executes the race. Because a simple glance, a simple brush against one of those hurdles, and your race is completely thrown off. You're thrown off balance. Everything, just in the snap of a finger, everything can change. So we'll be paying keen attention to that. There are some big names there, but we're not paying attention to the name. Jonathan Clark is the one that pops out at you. But we're not paying attention to the names because, as I said before, it's execution and it's who clears those hurdles. Now, continuing, we have the 110-meter hurdles class 1 for boys. No data is available as yet, so we'll go back to that. Let's scroll down a bit and see. Yes, I think this is where I wanna go next. So the class 4 200-meter finals, and this is for girls. I think the 200 meters is one of the big events today because we have some incredible matchups, especially on the girls' side. For the class 4, the starters are on your screen here. Naturally, Renika Reed from Heidel is going to pop out at you. Gabriel Lynch from Edwin Allen is there, but I don't think Lynch will pose any threat to Renika Reed from Heidel. Shout out to Veer Technical in the form of Danae Bartley as well. Michael Evans, big up yourself, Michael Evans, and big shout out to everyone who's on here. At the beginning, we had a little bit of an audio blip. Thanks to those in the comment section. We corrected it real early, and we're back on track. All right, so class 3 for the 200 meters for girls. The starters look a little bit like this. Shamika McLean out of Foga Road is running out of lane number 4. Big shout out to the Foga Road track team. I know usually when we see traditional high schools doing well at the Issa Grace Kennedy Championship, it's almost as if, oh, that's no surprises there. But Foga Road coming in, and I think over the years they have been getting better and better. And at the championship so far, they've already secured a gold medal. So I expect Foga Road to continue on this little bit of a purple patch, no pun intended. But yeah, again, the big names, Edwin Allen and Heidel, they're in there, so they'll be doing their best to get their points from these races, even if it doesn't mean them getting on the podium. They want to finish as best as possible so they can secure some points. All right, we will be jumping back to the point standing afterwards, so give us a little bit of time so we can go through the races that are to come today, and then at the wrap-up section of the show, we will go over the point standing again. All right, so we have the boys high jump happening over there as well. Ainsworth Ferguson and Celestel Johnson out of Monroe College. Both of them from Monroe College, jumping 1.90 meters. Impressive stuff there from the youngsters. We can see that it's basically there or thereabout that they're aiming for. I think if they're to win it, though, they need to do one better than that. On the boys class 3, 200 meters, and this is the finals. We have Linford Mackenzie from William Nib, but St. Jago's Giovanni Finley clocked the fastest time going into the final. Rossi's Tien Barrett, 22.13, the second fastest time, and both of those are running from lane 4 and lane 5 respectively. So good race here, the 200 meters class 3 for boys. I expect it to be a nice appetizer for the big one that will follow it directly. So immediately after this race, we have the one that everyone wants to see. So Madison Campbell out of Homewood Technical runs out of lane number 1. Lane number 2, Kimberly Wright, Immaculate Conception. Lane number 3, we have Jacina Williams from Veer Technical. Lane number 4, Natrice East from Woolmer's Girls. Sashana Johnson from Heidel. Brianna Brown, Excelsior. We have Shania Douglas from Mushet High School. And Shanika Lindsay from Alphonsus Davis. So this has all the making of an under-20 final, if we're to be frank. Natrice East, Sashana Johnson, Brianna Brown, Shania Douglas, all capable of doing big things on their day, but we know there's none more formidable than this youngster right here, Shania Douglas. I've done a couple of videos about her so far at these championships, but Natrice East will have something to say. We've tracked the progress of Natrice East the same way we've tracked the progress of Shania Douglas, and I think both of them will be pushing each other all the way to the finish line come this afternoon. All right, so big race here. If you didn't plan on tuning in for it, please ensure that at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Jamaica time, you're right here, you're converged right here, because that's when it happens. That's when the action takes place. So stay tuned for that. We have 5 p.m. Natrice East, Shania Douglas, Brianna Brown, Sashana Johnson locking horns in the 200 meters. All right, so one up, we now have the class 2 for boys. Jason Pitter from Kingston College and Malik Dennis are the favorites. Usain Bernard from Petersfield High School, he looked impressive as well in the semi-final round, and I made a joke about it, saying his parents must have been huge fans of Usain Bolt, because it's the second time or the first time apart from Usain Bolt that I've actually seen someone at the championship with that first name. So class 1, 200 meters for girls, we have Abrina Wright, Anicia Campbell, Jody and Daly, Shimonique Hazel, always there, June Armstrong, Lewis from Homewood, Rihanna Allen from St. Elizabeth Technical. For Sabrina Dockery, for those who aren't aware, she was disqualified in the heat. She got the opportunity to run against the clock, herself and Chevy and Shim, I think last night. I think it was last night. Herself and Shim got the opportunity to run against the clock, and Sabrina Dockery made it into the final. Shim did not, and that's why Dockery is in lane number 2, even with a time of 23.88, which would basically get her closer to maybe lane number 4 thereabout. So you can see her time is the fourth fastest time going into the final. So you'd expect her to get one of those lanes, either 3, 4, 5, 6, or even 7. But yeah, good to see Sabrina Dockery in the final. I was furious yesterday. I thought it defeated the purpose of the competition. So Sabrina Dockery will be competing in the 200 meters class 1. Shimonique Hazel, as I said, from Hydel High School, and Juné Armstrong will both be contenders to Dockery in the final. So class 1 for boys, the 200 meter class 1 for boys, always been one of those events that's highly talked about, highly hyped, and this year is no different. We have a jam-packed lineup. Zachary Cox from Cornwall College runs out of lane 1. And Zachary Cox, throughout the years, he kind of like, some people like to say the bridesmaid, but I don't want to call him a bridesmaid. Kind of best man role or kind of vibe. But Zachary Cox just misses out. He always misses out. He's always there or thereabout, but then he misses out. So I don't know. He needs to probably, I don't know. I don't know because I don't want to say he needs to change his coach. These are high school kids. But yeah, if he were a professional athlete, I would have said probably need to work on something on his race or do something differently. All right, but Omar James, Veer Technical, running out of lane 2. Markel Smith, Kingston College, lane number 3. Lane number 4, Tyrese Foreman from St. George's College. And Tyrese Foreman has had an incredible season so far. He will be one of the contenders for the gold medal. Juna Gallimore, Calabar High School, looked unbeatable going through the rounds. Looked unbeatable this season so far. So Juna Gallimore, heavy favorite to win this one. Antonio Powell, Edwin Allen. We have Seymour out of William Knibb. And then, who is that? Ian Barker out of St. Catherine High School. So, those are the starters for the class 1, 200 meters for boys. Let me know, what are your thoughts on those starters so far? What race are you looking forward to seeing most this afternoon? As I mentioned at the top of the show, it will be a jam-packed day of action. If you haven't smashed the like button on the video as yet, go ahead and smash the like button right now. We have close to 50 of you on here. Let's get it to at least 20 likes real quick. All right, so next up we have the 800 meters. The 800 meters, this is class 3 finals. Anika Lowe from Edwin Allen, Romian Gray. Edwin Allen as well. We have 2 athletes from Edwin Allen in this one. 1 from Hydel, 2 from Homewood. As you can see on the screen there, Alexia Palmer out of Sydney Pagan is lining up against Shamika Dennis, who is representing St. Elizabeth Technical as well. So some big names here. We know they're still virtually very young, and I want you to write down some of these names as well, because they will be back. They will be competing in a couple of years' time. You'll be wondering, who's this person? So to avoid that, ensure that you take note of these names, because it was the same thing with Shania Douglas a couple of years ago. It's the same thing with Latrice East. Write down those names, because these these young athletes will definitely be back at the championship, and they will be stars in the years to come. Right, so for the boys, we have Tavane Robinson, Tyrone Turner from Manchester High School, Macardo Williams, JC, Belfield in the form of Tomlin, Campbell from St. Jago, Alferia Cunningham, Woolmer's boys. We have Thomas from Calabar and Gray from St. Elizabeth Technical. So there are a few 800 meters happening. We won't go through all of them, as a matter of fact. Let's see if Jovi Rose from Homewood Technical in class 2. I want you to make note of her right here. Jovi Rose, take note of her. She will be one of the contenders. I know Ali K. Reynolds has the fastest time going into the final. But as I said, pay attention to Jovi Rose from Homewood Technical. In the class 2 for boys, Christopher Anderson and Alejandro Palmer out of Calabar, they will be pushing each other. And it's a similar story as we've seen throughout the championship, where Kingston College and Calabar in most of the races on the boys' side are pushing each other to the finish line. So Cindy Rose from Homewood Technical in this the Class 1 girls 800 meters. She's one of the favorites. We have Stewart from Edwin Allen. She will have something to say. Sabrina McDonald from Papine High School. Amelia Samuels from Alphonsus Davis. Devine Dickinson runs out of lane number 6 representing Immaculate Conception. On the boys' side, we have Creary from Jamaica College, Bailey from Charlemont, Carr representing Excelsior, Jakeem Miller from Stets, Yashane Bowen, Magati, Morgan from Edwin Allen, and Palmer Alphonsus Davis. We also have Siobhan Jarrett from Titchfield High School, and for those who have been paying attention to the circuit, Jarrett said a little bit earlier this season that he thinks he's in perfect condition to cop gold at the championship. So let's see what Jarrett does today. Proper athlete, I might add. He's really talented youngster. So I expect him to come out and to deliver today. The 4x100 meters, it kicks off at just about 6:38 Jamaica time. We don't have the full list of names that will be participating in these teams, but you can see the teams that will be competing. So they're on your screen there. The 4x100 meters, we have Class 1 for boys. So we have a couple there, and then we have the girls. Then we have Class 2. So these are all the schools that will be competing in the 4x1 at 7:30, 7:40 thereabout. I want to say the 400 meters should be concluded. This is on the girls' side. This is Class 3 for the girls. Class 3 for the boys. And then we have Class 4 for the girls. Remember, this is the 4x100 meters final. Then the sprint medley relay open, and we saw this, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, we saw this yesterday. What happens is the first two athletes do 400 meters, and then the final athlete does 800 meters. Sprint medley relay open. It is definitely one that most people will be looking out for. It's garnered quite the level of excitement, I must say, so far at the championship. So look out for that one. Then we have the 5,000 meter open. We have Tete from Jamaica College, who came second in the steeplechase behind Kirup of Kingston College yesterday. So good to see Tete back in the 5,000 meters today. So we have the 4x4 naturally, which is happening at the end of the night, but we won't cover it as yet, because what's going to happen is we will be bringing live coverage for each of these. We'll be doing live streams for them, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. So for the 400 meters, the 4x400 meters, stay tuned for that. We're coming back on it. All right. Okay, so quick update. As we mentioned, in the lead, we have Kingston College with 136.5 points. In second place, Calabar High School with 115 points. And Jamaica College in third place with 90 points. On the girls' side, we have Hydel High School with 140 points. Edwin Allen High School, 129 points. And Homewood Technical, 106 points. Round out your top three. So these are your top three for boys. These are your top three for girls. And the event listing for today, as you can see on your screen there, the action starts just about 2 p.m. Jamaica time with the Heptathlon long jump. And for those who aren't aware, the Heptathlon is a combination of 7 events. So we have the long jump starting that. Then we have the javelin throw finals, and it's an open event. The girls high jump follows at 2:10, and this is all Jamaica time. If you're not in Jamaica, if you're in the United States, or if you're in Canada, you can use that as a marker, like use what time it is now where you're at. It's currently 11:13 in Jamaica. It's 11:13 in Jamaica. So kind of use that time as your base and calculate what time it will be where you're at in the world. All right. So for sprinting action, it kicks off at 2:20 Jamaica time, and it starts with the 70-meter hurdle class 4 finals for girls. They go through the rounds with all the different hurdles: 70-meter, 80-meter, 100 meters. Then the class 3 for boys, 100-meter hurdles, and then they'll push all the way through. All right, so stay tuned for those. We will be doing the hurdles live stream for the finals, so look out for that later in the afternoon. All right. All right, so big shout out to everyone. I think we can call this segment of the show a wrap, but stay tuned for the first live stream later on this evening when we will be covering the 800 the hurdles. Sorry, we'll be covering the 70-meter hurdles all the way through to the 110-meter hurdles. After which we'll do the 200 meters, then the 800 meters, and then naturally we have the relays, both the 4x1 and the 4x4. So stay tuned for that. I think we've gone through everything that there is to cover. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And remember, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful Saturday. We'll talk soon.